And first off, this is not an apology video. So I don't know if you're coming here expecting apologies, but this is definitely not an apology video.
Hi guys, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. Hope everybody had a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. I know this Thanksgiving was very chill for me and my family, but it was good. So that went off well. So you guys, before we get into this video, don't forget, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload, and feel free to share the video. So as you saw at the beginning of this video, today we're going to be talking about Katie Joy Paulson, aka Without a Crystal Ball. According to her video, she's back and she's okay. Now, I have a lot to say about this video. It did make me feel a certain kind of way, but then as I went further into this video, which I'm going to be discussing, it just left like a sour taste in my mouth, you know, for lack of a better phrase. So she goes on and she starts by saying how suddenly all eyes are on her channel, and because of this whole Tati lawsuit that's going on. And I think it was about probably 2 weeks ago, she came with this apology video apologizing to all those that she threatened to sue, like Creepshow Art, Dustin Daly, Rich Lux, the Viewer's Voice, Nick Snyder. Why am I just drawing a blank? And all those creators. But then it's like, now everything has turned. It just makes me wonder what is going through her mind. Then she later goes on to discuss, you know, that she's sorry, but there's a lot of buts in this video. She's basically been pushed in a corner. I get that. But one thing she's got to understand, she thrives off of making videos like this, you know, criticizing people, judging people. So what she has to understand is that now she's in that predicament. She's in that situation. People are going to do the same thing that she does on her channel. They're going to criticize her. And at the end of the day, this lawsuit with Tati Westbrook, she was warned for 18 months and 4 cease and desist later. Things had to blow up. It had to blow up. She was even given heads up by James Charles, you know, and she was so adamant. Oh, Tati will never sue me. She got bigger fish to fry. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, because at the end of the day, Tati, in my humble opinion, is using her as an example. Because one thing Tati does not like is for people to come against her character, her reputation. You know, she doesn't like that to be tarnished. And I remember this one video that, I think it was a video made by Kiki's World. And I'll try to find the video and link it, where she came up against Tati. And Without a Crystal Ball actually did a response to that video. She took so much joy in watching Kiki come after Tati, you know. At the end of the day, she did not like Tati for what Tati did to James Charles. That was a huge episode on its own. And then she accused Tati of being a bad person, accusing Tati's husband of stealing from his mother. There's so many things that she accuses Tati of. Even she accused Tati of having snake oil in her vitamins. And at the end of the day, she rode that train for a long time. And the saddest part about it, you guys, is that she brought Tati's family into this. I mean, who sits there? You know, and I've said this in my prior video. Leave the family out. You know, I've seen true crime channels, you know, dig this deep into stuff. But not a channel like hers. She really goes in deep, and she really went in deep with Tati. And at the end of the day, it's like, how can you blame Tati? You know, me, myself, I'm no longer, you know, a fan of Tati's, but at the end of the day, wrong is wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Then she goes on you know, to say that she's a writer, she's got a writing background. And as far as I don't know, and if somebody can let me know this, is she a journalist? I don't, just let me know down below. And then she goes on to say that she suffers from ADHD, PTSD. She has all these mental illnesses, which I'm not taking away from her. But if you have all these mental illnesses, maybe YouTube is not the right space for you.
Thank you.
This is actually what sets it off for me and made me think, is she doing this? Is she just playing the sympathy card or looking for people to feel bad for her? She brought up the fact about Keemstar, how Keemstar called her out and she's getting all this backlash of people making up stories about her, that she felt she couldn't take it anymore. She wanted to basically bring harm to herself.
You know, when Keemstar called me out on Twitter, it made me want to kill myself. Katie, nobody wants you to kill yourself. Nobody wants you to harm yourself. But you're a YouTuber. You're a public figure. Your entire channel is based on you commenting on other YouTubers. You making videos on other YouTubers. You giving your opinions on other YouTubers. So now I give my opinion on some of the stuff that you're involved in, and your response is, he made me want to kill myself? That's just not right. Even if that's true, all right, which I really hope you're lying here, but even if that's true, all right, nobody wants you to kill yourself, and it's just ridiculous for you to bring that up and say that.
Which at the end of the day, you guys, it's YouTube, having YouTube and being under the microscope is not that important when it comes to your well-being. It is absolutely not. 100% not. You cannot come on YouTube and give your critique or your criticism about people and talk about people and not expect the same thing to happen to you when you are in the situation. If you feel this way, get yourself off of YouTube. Get yourself out of the public eye, because it cannot be and it is not good for your mental state. Absolutely not. And one thing I want to preface in this video is that everything that is happening to her, she did bring upon herself. She 100% did bring upon herself. She went and she put strikes on certain channels. And this is how she explains it.
I did not strike those channels. I issued a privacy complaint because they published an email that they did not have the consent to publish that contained my private business information. And business information is private. Like, even though I have a public platform, what I'm doing offline in my business is not for the public. And it felt like all they had to do, it wasn't a strike, literally all they had to do, if they followed it, was blur it out. That's it. Like, if they were showing the email, all they would have had to do is blur it out. That's all it is. It's not a strike. It's just a...
Now, you guys, at the end of the day, I'm not too familiar with YouTube's, I'm still new to this. I'm still learning as I go along. So I don't know if this is right or if this is wrong. But at the end of the day, I know Creepshow Arts did say that she did share these emails with certain channels. Why would you go and look for videos that are made about you? If you can't handle the criticism, do not watch these channels. If you know for a fact that you're doing the right thing, what those people think is not relevant. The most relevant people's thoughts about you and their feelings about you should be the people close to you. As you say, your subscribers know you. So who cares what anybody else thinks? You know, if you know what you're doing is right. You went on to say you can't talk about what's going on with Tati. But you went all in on Tati again to say that the reason why Tati is not on YouTube is because she created this for herself. And why would you say, oh, 9 million people automatically dislike you? I'm not being mean, but I don't think you're that relevant for 9 million people to be watching you. And I mean, there is no shade, but let's be realistic, you know. And also, if something is public record, you don't have to share it, especially when it comes to family members. You're not liking it because you're saying now that adults are dragging your child into it. I've never ever seen a video where people are talking ill about your son. People feel sorry for your son because, and this was my question in my previous video, it's like, where do you find the time to be making 3-4 videos a day? I have kids. It's hard for me to make 2 videos a week, you know. My time is so constricted with having all these kids, having a home to run. So it's like, how do you? They feel like you're neglecting your child. Not in a way of calling CPS, but it's like, tend to your son. I think that's just my perspective on it. And I am going to call you out on this BS. I'm just looking on watching the wrong videos, but I've never ever seen anybody, in your words, saying they dissecting your kid. And if they are sick people, because I've never seen him, I don't know him, but for people to come out and talk about a kid that has disabilities, that's a problem. Maybe you should be taken up with those people, because they have no right doing that. Then we move on to this whole Creepshow art situation. You doxed her. You 100% doxed her, in my opinion. When you went on that Discord, you said that Unirock promised you that he would make a video. Later on in your video, you said that it was Unirock's decision and he informed you to communicate with Creepshow Art to get all this, you know, situation sorted out. So in your mind, you felt that he was playing both sides. But if you knew he promised you that he was going to make a reaction video, he was on your side, he was your ride or die, obviously, and you even said he was going to make a video about Creepshow that lies on other creators. So you knew for a fact, Katie, that that video wasn't going to be a good video. You know, it wasn't going to be a video that people were going to look at it in a good way. So what you chose to do, not privately, but in a Discord, you chose to put that link in and then make the excuse that because of your ADHD, that you overlooked her personal information. So to me, it's always excuse on top of excuse on top of excuse. You very much knew what you were doing because you know for a fact you could have given him that information through private email or some way, but not through Discord where other people would actually see that. And when you were called out in that Discord for sharing that, when people brought it to your attention, what was your first response? Oops, sorry. That's not a response that a person that didn't know that private information was in there. That would not be. Immediate response would be, oh my goodness, you know, something like that. Not, oops, sorry. That's a very snarky and sarcastic response to make. So you basically now making this video for people to come back to you. You're playing the sympathy card. You're riding on people's emotions for people to dislike Creepshow Art, Unirock, all these other drama channels and get those subscribers back. Because like you say, you've lost 1,000 subscribers and Unirock has gained 500. It just makes no sense. For me personally, it's a matter of you feel like you losing out. I know this is your livelihood. I get that. But one thing you always got to remember, how you treat other people is the way other people will treat you. So it's like, it's a give and take. You know what I'm saying? How can you falter people for making all these videos when you have come up against one of the biggest YouTubers going? The same thing what's happening with you is the exact same thing you did to Tati. 4 cease and desist later, you still feel, and you said that we'll get the truth out on December 3rd when your response comes out. Katie, one thing you got to understand, I don't know the law. No civilians know the law as much as these attorneys. You don't know what's going on with Tati's attorneys. You feel so vindicated. I do hope and I do wish that you do come out of this, in one piece. I truly do. But you got to learn to stop. You have to stop. You blaming Tati. You still blaming Tati. That's her business. If she created her own downfall, that's her business. She has sued you, but you're still going after her. But like I say, you guys, I truly believe that this is all just about the clicks and the views. She sees how everybody is making these videos, getting such good views on it, obviously making money of it, and she is decreasing. So that's not sitting very well with her. And I get it, because this is her job. And then she goes on to say, like, after now talking about how all these YouTubers are friends and she has such huge creators standing behind her, but they're too scared to admit they're standing with her because they'll get so much backlash. That's bullshit. That's total bullshit. Because at the end of the day, I remember, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, probably 2 weeks ago, she was so happy on one of her lives when she felt like she was recognized by Trisha Paytas. It's like, really? Is that who you're talking about that's standing behind you? And no disrespect, I'm not saying anything bad about Trisha, but I'm saying. And at the end of the day, if these YouTubers are all such good friends, who cares? Who cares? What difference does it make if they're friends? If you've done something shitty, they're going to come and they're going to report on it. But one thing they don't do is dig as deep as you do. If these things are public record, it's not that deep to go and present it to the world. It's really not that deep. And it's not your place to put breadcrumbs, like in Shannon's situation. She just shared this link. So she knew what was in this link. So it was like breadcrumbs. Okay, follow the breadcrumbs and you'll get to what you need to find. Don't do that. Absolutely not. Like you said, you've been through it. Allegedly, you haven't only just done it to Creepshow Art, you've done it to quite a few people. And you yourself, in your past videos, you've admitted and you bragged about how good it is to be a troll and to have trolls. And honestly speaking, in Unirock's situation, that man stood by you. He stood by you through thick and thin. And the reason he turned on you was because you doxed Shannon. His admin caught the dox and they took it down. He got wind of it, he spoke on it. He's not going to stand by somebody that has such filthy ways. And he even explained in his video all the inappropriate things you've done, you've said, the way you've acted. So at the end of the day, I just look at it as he saw the light. And my advice to you, Katie, it's not important what the courts of public opinion thinks about you. It's not important. What's important is your family, your husband, your son, your parents. That's the only thing that's important. Nothing else, nobody else's impression of you or thoughts about you should ever be important. You've had this reputation of being rude, sarcastic, arrogant, and mainly the main thing is how rude you are to your subscribers. And then you still have the audacity in your video to try convince these people to believe you. That takes time until other things, and your actions will actually prove to people if you have changed. She also has this thing of lying, and when I saw this video, which I'll link down below, this is very sad. Playing on people's emotions and lying on people, that just is just so gross. It is absolutely so gross. Why would you guys, you have to watch this video. I'm gonna link it down below, and it's about her pride flag that was ripped apart. She told her subscribers that it was somebody had done it. In the meantime, it was the storm they had that actually ripped her pride flag. But she came on and she was crying and lying about how somebody did that, and she's been threatened, or her neighbors are threatening her. It is absolutely disgusting. I highly suggest you watch that video. But you know what? Stop playing on people's emotions. Stop lying. You know, you've got to, when you go through something like this, I get it. You have to go through the motions. But don't try to convince people by lying to them. You can't go around telling people that they should think with their head. A lot of people were thinking with their head when they started unsubscribing to you. And in my personal opinion, I think a lot of your subscribers, a lot of people don't even realize that they are still subscribed to you. That's just my opinion. And another thing that's, you know, validated things for me. Remember when you put on you started asking people to donate because this legal case of yours, it's a lot of money. You went on, and which I give you props for. You know, you want to help people. You did a giveaway for Thanksgiving, which is a fantastic thing to do. But it makes no sense. For me, it makes no sense. You're going through this legal situation. You were asking for money, for people to donate money. And then in turn, you give away money. So are you not trying to buy subscribers? Because shouldn't you be using that money for your legal situation? Because if you're asking people for money, you don't have money moving forward with your legal situation. But then on the other hand, you feel so bad for people that are going without for Thanksgiving, which I totally get. But you got to understand that you got to be okay before you help other people. You got to be okay. You can't be helping other people if you're not okay. That's just my thoughts and opinions. And at the end of the day, you guys, it just does not sit well. If you want to come on here and try convince people that you're a good person, but then on the other hand, throw all these other people under the bus, reverse and drive over them again. No. If you want to convince people that you're not this type of person, convince them by your actions. Say, I'm sorry, end of story. Don't say, I'm sorry, but this one did that wrong, that one did that wrong. You know, it's do it with a clean heart. Do it with good intentions. Don't do it because you feel everybody else is getting clicks and views and you dropping. Because that comes across as manipulative. Oh, but why are they and I'm not? That's for 5-year-olds as far as I'm concerned. You have this beautiful baby boy that has all these needs that need to be met. I get this as your livelihood, but you got to find a way to make it all mesh together. Because Katie, at the end of the day, what you did is horrible. What you're going through is even worse. I wouldn't want this on my worst enemy. But at the end of the day, when people criticize you, if it means something, take it to heart, change. If it means nothing, who gives a damn? That's not me. But like I said, please stop playing on people's emotions. It's just not right. You have been through hell and high water. It's not fair for you to blame other people for your mental state. This is the career you chose. You gotta have very thick skin. You cannot put that on wanting to bring harm to yourself on other people. Because where you at right now, you brought upon yourself. So at the end of the day, all I can say, Katie Joy Paulson, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you and your family everything of the best. Like I say, you guys, at the end of the day, you know, being on YouTube, you have to have thick skin. We know that, you know, but it's like what you give, when you do get it back, you must know how to handle it. If you don't have the stomach for it, or you don't have if you don't know how to handle it, you're not supposed to be on this platform, you know. And Katie has done this to so many people. Example, that's how I found her with the Staufers, my bad if I'm mispronouncing it. She dragged that family. She really dragged that family. So at the end of the day, what you give, you will get back. You know, I don't wish any harm upon her. As I say, I wish her and her family well. So you guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, please be kind to one another. And please don't forget to wear your mask when you go out in public. But you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.